Can you help us with understanding the connection between stress and libido and hormones? We need to connect the dots between bad stress and our sex lives. Dr. Monti.
Great question, and thank you so much, Dr. Gottfried, for being here with us and moderating these webinars. What you bring to them makes them only so much better, so thank you. So this question has a lot of important components. Let's start by clarifying what we mean by good stress and bad stress. Basically, bad stress is when a good mechanism in the body goes into overdrive, creating bad consequences. I covered this a little bit last time. We'll cover it more next time, but it bears repeating because these mechanisms are so important and have such a profound impact on us. Having what we call a stress response is key to survival. Let's take the extreme example I always like to give of our being in the jungle and seeing a lion in the distance. Our nervous system immediately goes into what we call fight or flight mode. This is a hardwired response and has consequences throughout physiology. So we go into that fight or flight mode. If we're smart, we choose flight, climb up a tree, the lion walks away, and the nervous system resets itself. That's all a good thing. Here's the problem in our modern society. The reset never happens for a lot of people, many of us. The lines of today are a pandemic, kids who need to be homeschooled, the worry of being furloughed from work, other work stresses, a sick parent, waiting in line to get into the grocery store when you only have a few minutes, and so on. When the nervous system is in fight or flight mode, we conserve on using some functions in favor of others in order to survive. Again, this is supposed to be a good thing, and is if the threat to survival goes away. But with these chronic ones, we're chronically in this state. And so one of the many things that is going to get shut down during fight or flight so that we can survive is the sexual response and intimacy. And to compound matters for women who are perimenopausal or men who are periandropausal, which we'll talk more about, they're not going to get the benefit of the adrenal gland's contribution to sex hormone balancing because that gland is overworking to produce things like cortisol as part of the stress response. So it's a very complex biology. The good news is when stress is the culprit interfering with libido, we have many great solutions, many of which we'll take a deeper dive into tonight and especially next week.
Thank you so much, Dr. Monti. I feel like you just put this really important point into perspective, which is it's almost like a toggle switch between survival and these other activities, such as libido and sex. I don't know that any of my patients are able to do both at the same time. When they're in that stress response cycle of fight, flight, freeze, or fight, flight, they're not able to really be open to being sexually active. So I think that point is so important.